morning. Mary here with High Song Grows, bringing you Farmer Friday. A little of what's been going on around here this week. Just trying to stay alive. It's been 110, 107. It's been crazy. So far, everybody looks good. The boys are being Becky. The girls are coming into heat. So far, we haven't lost any chickens this week, which actually surprises me as hot as it was. So yeah, not a huge amount of stuff going on here. All set up at the Globe Miami Farmers Market. We have fresh eggs and goat milk face scrub, sugar scrub, goat milk lotion, goat milk soaps in multiple scents, and goat milk shampoo bars. Come on down. We're here in the train park until 11 o'clock. Morning. It's Sunday. And I have been treating Pinto Bean for mastitis, and I had not been filtering her milk. I'd just been measuring and dumping it while she's on antibiotics, but I filtered this morning just to see where we're at, if we've got any scum in our filter or anything. So we're gonna look. And I do not see the yellow scum that I was seeing before. So that's a good thing. There's a lot of dust, but we're very dry and very dusty right now. So that's good. I'm going to keep her on the antibiotics a couple more days just to make sure we're all cleared up. It's Monday evening. I worked my part-time job this morning. My days to work have changed, so Mondays and Thursdays now. But it was about, I think it was 103 this afternoon. So we continued to be very hot, very dry. We've had some hot, dry, gusty winds, so all of the wildfires are worse. Fortunately, there's none super close to me. There's some 20 and 30 miles away, and I'm really hoping that they can get them contained and under control, and that we don't have a repeat of the Telegraph fire a few years ago. That was like 250,000 acres of land that burnt up. And of course, like right now, the whole Grand Canyon and stuff is all on fire, and other places. It's crazy. But I came home from work, and I'm not even sure what I did. I remember eating and watching some videos and mucking around on the computer, and that was about it. Fed the little girls their afternoon snack, turned the misters on for Digger Dog. I came out to do chores and feed the chickens, and I went to replace a hose that was old and rotten, and it was on a Y valve, and I like to never have gotten the valve off of stuff, because I should take a picture of it, because one side of the Y, when I was getting it apart, it actually was disintegrating. And then, so then I had to take the other hose off the other Y. It was just a whole train wreck, and it took me forever, so I'm late coming to milk. So nobody's real happy. Yeah, are you done? Or are you going to get down and finish eating? Okay. Love's over there getting some boron. And Panel Bean is over here getting some silicone. That's our 20 different vitamins and minerals, free choice. So the girls can balance themselves out. Good morning. It's Tuesday. Dishes, laundry, trash, all done. Chores are done. It's about 8:30. The sun's over the hill and it's already getting pretty hot. So I am going to try and muck some more out in Bambi's pen before it gets any too much hotter. And then I'll have to go in the house and do house stuff. Oh, my poor sad little garden here. I don't know, guys. I am watering buckets and pots and stuff because we're going to be around 103, 104 today, and we're supposed to be 106 or so the next 2 days before we start to cool off again. So I gotta try and get some water on everything so that at least maybe we won't go crispy. So I just timed how long it took to completely fill this big blue tub, which is, I don't know, probably 35, 45 gallons, something like that, with water, to where the water was backing up on the surface. Excuse me. And it was almost 3 full minutes. Yeah. So, and that was with the hose running like this. 3 full minutes to actually get this tub wet. So, that just gives you an idea of A, how dry we are, and B, how long you need to run the water on your plants, because a lot of times people are like, oh, nothing lives. Well, it's because they don't have enough water, because a lot of times what happens, let's see if I find an example. Okay, good example here. Do you see that big crack? That's because the soil is shrinking away from the pot. Then what happens is when you run the water, it all runs down that crack on the outside, and it doesn't actually wet the dirt. Not in the middle and not in the bottom of the pot. So you have to really water a long time and let it run. And like in these buckets, what I do is I run the water in the bucket until it starts to back up and sit on the top. Then I water the next bucket, and then I come back and I water the first bucket again. So make sure that it's got enough water down in the bottom, because, and if you're not sure if you're putting down enough water, one of the things you can do, one of the things you can do if you're not for sure that you're putting enough water down is go ahead and water like you normally do. Okay? However much you usually do on a pot, and come back in 30 minutes or an hour and knock the plant out of the pot, because especially if it's been in there a while and it's starting to get root bound, it'll hold the dirt together with its roots. But knock it out. And what I have found is a lot of times the bottom half of a pot is bone dry. Even though the top part is wet, the bottom half is really dry. And that's the issue. Alrighty, it's like 104, 105 out here. I came out, it was so hot. So I turned the mister on for Digger. I'm just using my hose end. It does use a lot more water than if I run the mister strips. But it seems to work better, especially when it's super hot. And I did I came over here and I just held it way up in the air to mist over the top of the shade cloth so that it would help cool that off a little bit without startling or upsetting the girls. I did drop a couple scoops of electrolyte powder in Bambi's water bucket because she was looking a little hot, and I see her drinking it there. The other bucket is plain water. So you can see I just tinted it. So that's a lot less than what the package tells you to put in. The package will say something like 1 scoop for every quart or something like that. And I just put 1 or 2 scoops in a whole 5-gallon bucket just to give the girls a little bit of a boost when it's really super hot like now. If you don't have goat electrolytes, you can pour in a little bit of Gatorade or something like that, just to partly to help get them to drink more when it's super hot, because sometimes they just want to lay around in the shade and chew their cud or take a nap, and they aren't always getting up to come get a drink of water. Lovey's over there at the hay feeder. She's doing okay. Miss Esmerelda was laying down and she got up. Now she's laying back down again, just chewing her cud. So everybody looks all right over here. Yeah, I know it is just too hot, isn't it, Beans? Beans' mastitis seems to be clearing up. She did not have a fever this morning when I checked her temp. She has tended to have a little fever in the evening, but I think part of that is because on other days she's like laying over in the direct sun. So, I think we're okay. A little warm, but not extreme. And then these 2 stinker butts. Hello, honey. And Cinnamon. Yes, these 2. They seem to have energy and be into mischief no matter how hot it's getting. Yep, no matter how hot it's getting, huh? You're just into everything, aren't you? Oh. It's, I think we're still on Tuesday, but I got boys over there blubbering and carrying on, and there's some ruckus happening. I know that the little boys have been bothering Bashful, and so I think now he's chasing them around. It's still about 103 degrees out here. And tomorrow and the next day are going to be even hotter than today was. That's not how we get on a milk stand. Come on. Everybody's all cray-cray tonight. Yes. Come on. Hello. Ezzy. Come on, let's get on the stand. Lordy. I don't know. Everybody's all crazy tonight. Bashful's getting all crazy up here. I'm afraid he's going to hurt my little boys. Bashful, what are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? Yes, I see you panting and being all cray-cray. Hi, Spots. Oh my goodness. You Bucky boys. Bashful, you better knock it off. You're going to give yourself a stroke, dude. You're going to get heat stroke running around like that. It's 103 degrees out here. Hi, Spots. Hi, baby. Yeah. Hi, Tina. Are you okay? Or did you start it? Huh? Did you start it? You've been a little Bucky. Yeah. Come back to this. Lovies. No, you need to go back in where you belong, honey. No, no, you go back in. Yeah, right there. Okay. Lordy. Esmerelda, get on that milk stand. You're cray. No, you're not going out there. I bet the issue is we're coming in heat again. Hurry up, let's go. Finally. All right, now maybe we can milk a goat. You need some fly spray, mamas? Probably. The flies have been awful. Oh, man. I'm wondering if Miss Ezzy is coming into heat, and that's why she's all cray-cray. Maybe that's why the boys are all crazy over there. They can smell her and they can hear her. And Bambi and Love are going at it over in the pen. Oh, it's always something. It's pretty much too hot to do almost anything past 8:30 or 9 o'clock in the morning right now. Especially not outside. And even in the house later in the day, it's too hot. My little swamp cooler can't really keep up. I do think it needs a new belt, but I haven't taken the old one off and made a trip to go look and see if we can find a new one, though that would probably help. So we might try and do that first thing in the morning before it gets too god-awful hot. What did I do today? Mucked the pen a little bit and took some feed to Bentley. And I thought about making a batch of shampoo bars, but that's about as far as I got, was thinking about it. I just got too hot, man. I didn't really feel like doing much of anything. I did make some soil blocks and plant some seeds this afternoon. I don't think I took any pictures of that. I planted a couple kinds of kale and what else was there? Some collard greens and some dillweed. So we will see how we fare with the bugs and the mice, because some of my last plantings a couple months ago were all destroyed by the little green worms and the mice. So we'll see how that goes. I have tons and tons more things I would like to plant. I am not going to start seeds for huge amounts for me, but I want to start some things for me and for sale, but I'm trying not to go too crazy because of the drought. I'm still under 3 inches of rain for the whole year, and my well cannot keep up this week. Even just mostly trying to keep my trees alive. That little patch of cover crop that I planted under the peach tree, which when I water up there, that's double duty. It waters the cover crop, but it's also watering. I was saying, I had a timer set and it went off, which turns off my video. I was saying that watering the cover crop is also double duty. It's watering the peach tree and the fig tree next to it. And it does help keep the chickens in the big house a little bit cooler. So it's just hard right now, really hard. And people, I've had people come into the farmer's market going, "Where's the tomatoes? Nobody has any tomatoes. There's not hardly anything." And I'm like, "Well, there's not any rain." And they are like, "Well, don't you have a well?" And I'm like, "That's not an infinite source of water. You have to have rain to replenish the groundwater that you pumped out. And if you don't get any rain, your well just goes dry." Now, my well isn't totally dry, but it is taking several days longer to fill up my 2,500 gallon tank when it did run dry than it usually does. So it's not able to pump as much water in each cycle as it usually does. Did you finish your snack, Ezzy? Almost. Yeah, I see that. Okay, we'll get you a little bit more. I was yakking too much and not paying attention, huh? A little bit more. Oh, so it's just been real hard right now, and the last thing we needed was another heat wave like this, though I'm really grateful it's not 115, you know, because I don't know if some of my stuff would survive that at this point. I have several garden spaces that are just bone dry, and I haven't bothered to plant anything in them all summer because there's no way I could keep them alive. And they keep promising us this wonderful monsoon season, and it's not materializing. Due to changes in the upper levels of the atmosphere or something. I don't remember all the things the meteorologist talked about, but it's so yeah. So we're just trucking along as good as we can. I am having to fill in, since my well has not been keeping up, I am having to fill in with water from the water company, so that next bill is going to be a little scary. The last one was about $170. I don't know, the next one might be over $200. I don't know. So hopefully I have a big event down in Superior in a couple of weeks, the Prickly Pear Festival on the 23rd of August, and hopefully that'll be a real good day so it can help pay that water bill. It seems like I can't get ahead. It seems like every time I'm thinking, oh, we have a maid, stuff's going to happen, we have a big event, we're going to have money coming in, we'll be able to do this or we'll be able to do that. Okay. It's gotten much quieter in the buck pen since I went up there and yelled at Bashful. He's getting real red in his nose. His nose is just usually a little pink, and he is getting real red and stuff. So I know he was getting too hot, but it's his own fault. He's just chasing them little boys all over the place. Now I know that the little boys are getting annoying. They're getting real bucky, and they're doing all the bucky things, which means they're all riding each other. So I'm sure he was kind of annoyed with them. Plus, I'm thinking Ezzy or maybe one of these other girls is starting to come into heat, and they can smell it, and that'll get them all excited. So that is the worst part about this time of year, is when the does are coming in heat and the boys are getting all excited, but I'm not breeding anybody right now. I haven't totally made up my mind about Miss Pennelbean and her mastitis issue. We do seem to be cleared up from it at the moment. The antibiotic is about 96 hours milk withdrawal on cows. So I usually just go a little extra because it's not technically labeled for my goats. And then meat withdrawal is something like 28 days. It's too hot to do that sort of thing right now anyway, so. You pushy girl. She's so pushy. You're a pushy broad. Anyway, so I haven't totally made up my mind if Miss Pennelbean's going to get a second chance or not. It's weighing very heavy on my heart. But Miss Lovebug is going to get bred come October. And we are going to breed her to Mr. Bentley. So, that's I'm excited to see what that's going to look like. But anyway, and then Miss Honey, our little doeling that we're keeping that was born this year, she'll get bred next year. Because I breed late to kid in mid-March to mid-April because of our weather in January and February. And I don't have like a closed-in barn that's really good for the kind of weather we have in those months. I don't want to kid in those months. I have done it and it's not fun and it's not good. So I've been setting up so that we're kidding middle of March, which is still kind of cold and sometimes the weather's crazy. But between then and the middle of April, it's usually not too horrible. But that means that doe kids that I keep from those spring kiddings are not necessarily big enough to breed by October. I mean, they can be, and they could be at a lot of Nubian breeders say 90 pounds, 9 months or 90 pounds, and they would be, let's see, say April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. See, December, January would be 9 months. And we don't breed in January because we are not having no kids in June when it's 110 degrees. Yeah, it is way too hot. It is way too hard on the babies, and it's way too hard on the mamas. So, so I keep them over and breed them when they're more like around 18 months. I just think they're bigger. They've got most of their full growth. They're just better all the way around. So anyway, I guess I have rambled enough. Talk to you later. What are you doing? What are you doing? Did you finish your snack? Are you done? What? That's just a cat over there. That's just a cat. Oh, what are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? What are you doing, Bambi? Huh? What are you doing? Oh, is that the right spot for the butt scratch? Oh, yeah, right there. Right there. Oh, yeah, right there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, right there. Just right there. That's the spot, isn't it? All right, you're done. Ooh. The sun is finally starting to go down a little bit. And there's a teeny tiny little bit of a breeze. This while ago, when I first come to milk, a lot of nights when it's real hot, there is no breeze at all, and it's just miserable. with no air movement. We're still putting new skin on Bean's teats to help keep her from leaking. Hopefully we won't get another round of mastitis. I'm still not sure about this lumpy spot. It would be nice to have a vet here in town that I could work with. I need to probably call the office and see if anything has changed over there. Because I know when I asked before, nobody in the office here made any kind of farm calls. You had to haul your animals over there. Of course, I don't know if I could afford a farm call. Because in other places, I know they're a little on the pricey side. Yeah, honey, but you got some still stuck right there. We gotta get it off so we can milk. So, anyway, I've also been, after most milkings, I've been rubbing the Dynamint Udder Cream. Mostly, you use it when does first come fresh and they have some edema, some fluid buildup in their udder that's not milk, it's just fluid. And it's just all the hormones and everything. And that's what you use it for. Then the peppermint oil in it helps increase blood circulation. So I thought, well, if nothing else, maybe that would help things with that limp. Yeah, you still have snacks, honey. So we'll see. She's getting better about standing, except when she runs out of the favorite parts of the grain, and then she starts stomping her feet. I think she's got a little more milk tonight than she has the last few days. But then, too, the last few days she's been, running a fever and had that infection, so. Things are looking up, at least in this department. Stop it. Hey. That's enough. Oh, that breeze is lovely. Whew. That's enough. You don't need to be getting on her. She just wants to stomp around because they didn't give her no peanuts yet. She gets peanuts when we're all finished. When we're all done with the milking part, then you can have your peanuts. See that knot? I don't know what that is. Anyway, yeah, Miss Bean's fate is not decided. My heart says give her a second chance, and my head says cut my losses and run. So it's really hard, because she's really pretty. She's usually very calm and quiet and doesn't give me any trouble, and so that's some of the really hard part about farming or homesteading or anything, animal husbandry, is having to make these kinds of decisions. So okay. That was the last dab. Whew. Let's see what we got tonight. So this is all foam right here. So it looks like our milk is sitting right at exactly 2 pints, which is, I think that's what she gave me this morning. And that is more than she has been this past week. So that's an improvement anyway. It's almost full dark. But can you see the king snake over there? It was over here under Digger's water tub. And I'm spraying his water tub, spraying the scum out of it and everything. And then Digger moved, and that's when I saw the snake, and he was trying to sniff the snake and made him quit. Oh, Lord. Note to self. You're gonna have to chain the gate up, even if you're just slipping in to drop hay. Hi, buddy. You gonna come back in? Come on. Come on, Bashful. Come on, bud. No, we want to mark our trees. Only part of our issue is we have a girl in heat someplace, so yeah. Come on, bud. It's really not that light out here. I have my headlamp in, and my phone camera brightens things up a lot. Bashful is my boy that does not tie up or lead, and I am not big enough and strong enough to hold on to him if he panics when I have a hold of him. So the gate is open, and the little boys are tied up over there in the corner, making a mess of themselves. Don't break your necks, okay? Will y'all quit? Oh, Lordy. Okay, well, we got the boys all situated. Good thing I don't have to go to work today, because I'm sure I smell like my butt peeing. That's here in the shade by the Claypool Post Office. A minute ago on the highway by Walmart, it was 111. So I ran some errands, and coming home down by the Walmart on the highway, the car said it was 111. And I parked in the shade by the post office, and it was 109. And it said it was 107 in my driveway in the shade. So it's really hot. I got some electrolytes. I put some in a bucket for Bambi and that gang, and a little bit for the little girls, and I even made an extra bucket of it for Digger because he's really hot and panting today. And I'm really grateful right this minute a cloud is coming, covered up the sun. When I came out a little bit ago to get the girls their little afternoon snack, my little dolings, I'm looking at the weather app, and it's saying maybe a little chance of a thunder shower around 4:15. Well, when I came out, it was nice and cloudy, and there was no breeze. So it was still hot and yucky, but it was cloudy. And now that it's about 4 o'clock, this is what we got. Hot, bright sunshine. And most of the big clouds have blown away. There's some there, but that's it. Okay, this has been quite an afternoon. I was walking out the door to come start doing chores and got a phone call from my friend. She's fairly new to goats. She had one set of kids last year, and that went well, and she had another little doe having kids this afternoon, but she only had a head. She's like, what do I do? I was like, you gotta get them legs and I will come. I'm on my way. So I hopped in the car, and by the time I got there, she did really good. She had gone in and gotten the first kid's legs pulled forward and got that baby out, and as soon as she did that, the second one followed, and everybody was up nursing and bonding and doing really good when I left. And then on the way home, let's see, next street over from me, a little bit, actually 2 streets over from me, at the base of the hill is a bunch of emergency services and flashing lights and all the things. So my friend lives in an old schoolhouse at the top of that hill, and right now she's staying in another place because she had to have surgery and she can't negotiate the stairs and things, but her family is still at the schoolhouse. So I had to call her and make sure that somebody was there and knew that there was something going down the hill from them, just to keep an eye on things, so that yeah. Needless to say, I'm about an hour late doing chores tonight, and the girls were really yelling at me when I got in the driveway. Well, Digger broke the fence on his kennel and has been out and about and going in and out of the perimeter fence, I think probably by the driveway. There's a place there that he can go through. So, and it's 110 frickin' degrees out here, and I don't know what he's thinking. You're dumb. Yes. Hey folks, it's Thursday evening, and phew, it's been kind of miserable couple days. We were 110 or 109, something like that yesterday. We were 107 today. The sun is finally starting to go down, but we're still about 100 and some degrees out here tonight. So needless to say, we have not really done a whole bunch of anything besides try to stay hydrated and keep everybody alive. So far, all the animals have looked pretty good. I have put electrolytes out for the goats. These big girls drank a whole 5-gallon bucket of it today, plus part of their plain water. The little girls drank some of their electrolytes. But the funny thing is, the boys didn't touch their electrolytes. They just drank all their plain water. A lot of little things going on. My dad's been in the hospital. And so that's been on my mind, trying to figure out how to go down and see him. But they have been keeping me updated, my siblings, and sounds like he's making some improvement every day, so that's really good. So but that's been on my mind, and then farm things are on my mind. One thing I've thought about is Miss Cinnamon is already slated for the freezer. She has an issue with her top jaw being too short, and that means that her nostrils and her nose is like all of that bone in there, instead of kind of being like this, her the end of her nose and stuff is too short. Her nostrils are too small. And even though she's only about 4.5 months old, that is already affecting her when she starts running and playing and jumping around. She starts panting, and she has to stop and start panting long before the other girl is done playing. So that's going to be a lifelong issue that will probably get worse with age. So I made my mind up a good while back that she's going to be a freezer goat, even though she is really pretty and really sweet. But that leaves me with the issue of having the doe I'm keeping, Honey. I need to integrate in with these big girls so she doesn't get beat up too bad. So I thought about, I have one of the pallets left that I used to make the little creep area when the kids were babies and in with the big girls. And I've been thinking what I need to do as soon as it cools off a tad so I can actually come outside and do some work is measure how wide those two doe kids are and modify that creep panel to let them slide through, but hopefully the big girls won't be able to. And then that way they can come out and integrate with the big girls and run around, but the big girls won't, they'll have a safe place to run to if the big girls get mean. And so that's one of the things I've been thinking about. The other thing I'm thinking about is Miss Pinnowbean and her mastitis issue and her leaking issue. That's a little bit harder because my heart and my head are at war there. My heart says, give her another chance. See what she's like as a second freshener. See if she's still leaking. See if she's more productive. If she's not leaking, then she probably won't get mastitis. Hi, Bambi. Oh, you got the itchies. Oh, you got the itchy witchies. Yes. I know, you're always rubbing on me. And then my logic mind goes, cut your losses and run. And so that's going through the back of my mind almost every day, all day long. Anytime I think about her, is that, you know, what are the chances she won't leak next year? What are the chances that she will continue to leak? And that would be an issue her whole life, and she'd be getting mastitis all the time. And, you know, one, we can't afford that. Number two, that she's not productive. Number three, then you got milk withdrawals and all that stuff. So that's another hard thing in the back of my mind. And then there's things like we need more space. We need to get fences done. We need to get some other shelters made. The dog needs more space. He continues to break fences. He broke his chain link fence today and was out in the driveway when I came home from work. So I was out here, you'll see, I was out here when it was like 107 degrees and fixing the fence. What's you doing, Mamas? Oh, did I find the spot? Did I find the spot? Is that it? Is that the itchy spot? Oh, is that the itchy spot? Ooh. Ooh.
You're so funny. Okay, go finish your snack so we can get done. Bean wants to come get her snack too. Yes, she does. She wants to come get her snack too. Anyway, lots of thoughts and things rolling around in the back of my brain. It's Friday. I was a little late getting up and getting out to milk this morning, and then everybody was being a pill, as he did not want to get up on the stand. And Pinto Bean was stomping her feet and stuff because she ate all her snacks that she likes and wanted more of that. And I was like, no, you had enough. You're getting too fat. So we're done. So then she is stomping her feet and being a pill. So, and it's already really hot out there, and I'm tired. And then this morning, there was another mouse or rat or something in my ceiling. I'm so sick of the rodents around here. I have trapped 5 squirrels out from underneath my house, and I think 2 more squirrels up by the big chicken house. I just tired. And the heat is just wearing me out. It's just crazy. Oh. And as you can see, production is down, which is to be expected. I mean, it was like 110 on Wednesday, so I knew everybody would be down in their milk. So let's see what we've got here. Oh, this jar is weird. This is the weird jar. I'm gonna say though that, let's see if you can see. So this one is Esmerelda's. And she's right at 3.5. And then this jar is Bambi's. And I think she's probably right at 3.5 also, or at least close to it, so. Yeah. And then this is Pinto Bean. And she is at right at 2 points, I think. So, which is what she's been giving me since a few days after we stopped her antibiotics from her mastitis, but I'm still just dumping her milk. All right, this is where my bamboo is. I'm trying to go for a windbreak or native reed, whatever you want to call it. And I was getting a little droopy this morning, so I watered it real good, and the leaves are perking all up. And I realized that, I had just kind of dumped old pots of potting soil out over here. So that's what that is. And it's really loose, and it's really dries out really fast because it drains real quick. So I think that's been part of the issue with trying to get any little flowers or anything to grow over here, is I just couldn't keep that top few inches wet enough for them. Yes, Freya Cat, we see you. So I have put down a mix. I went through my seed boxes, so there's some regular basil and Tulsi basil and cosmos and marigolds and hollyhocks and forget-me-nots and sweet alyssum and sunflowers and probably a few other things I don't remember. And I just dumped all the seeds in there, and I have watered over the top of them. I'm going to do that one more time. And then I have brought over that half a bale of moldy hay that I'm going to break up and put down as a mulch over the top to help keep the seeds wet enough to grow.
Wow. I came to water the seed trays that I planted just a few days ago. And looky there, the collard greens are up. I don't remember what those are, but something there. And another thing, probably kales, maybe cabbages. Awesome. Alrighty, it's Friday afternoon. It's like, I don't know, 103, 104. I have not accomplished a whole lot today. Other than planting flower seeds and stuff over there that you saw. Yeah, it's just too hot. I do have a pot of queso fresca, a fresh cheese that is pressed but not aged. I'm waiting for the rennet to finish working. It looked like it needed a little bit longer, so I'll probably get to it after I milk this evening. And finish it up. Just came out to feed the little girls their afternoon snack, and then in a few minutes I'll drop some hay. Looks like the big girl's hay feeder is pretty full, so I will probably not drop too much for them. Check minerals, fill water buckets. I saw the big girls did drink most of their electrolytes that I gave them this morning, so if the bucket is clean, I will just refill it with, top it off with just plain water, and then I'll put out more electrolytes tomorrow. Just trying to keep everybody hydrated. I'll be glad when this weather is over and it cools off a little bit. Oh, I don't think I took any pictures, but I did make some soil blocks, and I did plant some herb seeds, some peppermint. Now I can't remember what else it was I planted. Oh, some lavender, some mint. I think that was it. There might have been one more thing that I just planted a little bit of. I don't remember now. The heat has just addled my brains. Yeah, between the heat and the drought and the birds and the rodents, we've lost a lot of the cover crop. So, but it was a good experiment. It did cover the ground a little bit. If we'd got a couple of good rains, that would have, sprouted things out in the wild for the birds and stuff. Maybe they wouldn't have come in and eaten so much of this. But, yeah, we just got to figure out how to keep them out without being too much trouble. Life in the desert. Yep, it's in my bathtub. Alright, I got a little queso fresco in the cheese mold with weight on it. And it's like way past my bedtime, so we're going to go dispose of the scorpion in the bathtub so we can take a shower and wash our hair and get in bed. Good night.